Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, the man who brought the revolutionary ChatGPT to life, checked a text on his phone. It was a text from his co-founder, Ilya Sutskever. Nothing out of the ordinary. He wanted to hop on a quick call. 5 minutes later, he sent over a Google Meet link. All the board members were present, and Sam soon discovered it was no ordinary meeting. They told Sam he was fired.
Sam Altman is out as CEO of OpenAI.
It was the early hours of November 17, just another day at the office for many, but not for OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT.
A few hours later, Sam took to X, announcing that he loved his time as CEO and implying that he still might have a trick up his sleeve.
That was definitely the most painful professional experience of my life. And chaotic and shameful and upsetting.
From college dropout to AI kingpin, Sam Altman's reign was upended by a text. But that wasn't the end of the story. Altman was still one of the most powerful men in the tech world, and he was about to prove it. Samuel Harris Altman started out far away from Silicon Valley. Born in 1985 in Chicago to a Jewish family, his origins weren't related to tech at all. His mother was a dermatologist, and his father was a real estate broker. St. Louis back then buzzed with a different kind of energy. It wasn't the frantic pace of a New York, but a steady hum of industry and Midwestern charm. Here, families gathered on porches in the summer evenings, kids biked down quiet streets, and the smell of fresh-cut grass hung heavy in the air. Yet, within his seemingly ordinary life, Sam's journey took an unexpected turn on his 8th birthday. His parents surprised him with a gift, an Apple Macintosh. Instantly captivated, Sam plunged into programming, spending hours learning to code, crafting websites, and experimenting with software. Some years later, with his newfound computer expertise, Sam secured admission to Stanford's computer science program. Stanford, a bastion of intellect, pushed him to connect and thrive. And then, the first twist of fate arrived. Teaming up with 2 classmates, he embarked on a project called Loopt, an app for friends that tracked your whereabouts. Yet to evolve into the Sam Altman we know today, he needed guidance. That moment arrived during a sophomore dinner at Stanford when he crossed paths with Paul Graham. When Paul met Sam at the dinner, it felt like destiny had intervened. He immediately invited Sam to his program, and finally, it was the start of something big. Sam decided to take the plunge full-time into the world of tech startups, dropping out of Stanford in 2005 after only 2 years there.
To Y Combinator Batch came startups that continue to touch hundreds of millions of people.
Graham's help and the program's environment were key. Here, Sam met batchmates like Justin Kahn and Emmett Shear, who later founded Twitch.
Oh my God!
And your role, yeah. Here's a picture you can throw up.
You know who that is? That's Sam Altman, Alexis, Steve Huffman, and Justin and Emmett from Twitch.
Wow.
And everybody in that picture now works for Y Combinator in some way except Steve Huffman.
These smart interactions left a big impression on Sam, and it showed in the results.
Silicon Valley has got to be one of the most accepting places in the world for failure. Bill Gates failed at his first startup. I have no desire to go be a venture capitalist. I feel like where I can sort of really contribute to the world is making startups happen.
His efforts paid off handsomely, raising Loop's valuation to an astonishing $175 million. But every company has its challenges, and Sam's startup was no different.
The hardest thing about starting a company is the level and the frequency of bad stuff that happens to you. And most people that are good in really other ways eventually just get killed. The company gets killed by stuff going wrong. And, so much about being a successful entrepreneur is just not giving up.
Keeping users engaged with Loopt became tough, as fewer people used it daily. Sam noticed that people liked watching stuff passively on their couches more than sharing where they were.
Sam Altman, all the way on the left with the blue shirt, who did Loopt.
Yeah.
Which was the first really mobile, location-aware product.
Yeah.
Kind of
Turned out
sad.
people didn't want to broadcast their locations. People want to consume location, but they don't want to supply it.
Loopt eventually failed to attract enough customers, forcing Sam to sell it to Green Dot, only $43.4 million in 2013. But this wasn't the end of Sam's journey. After Loopt's sad farewell, Sam's next adventure was Hydrazine Capital, a successful venture capital firm he began with his brother Jack. As Sam searched for his next move, he climbed the ranks of Y Combinator, Paul Graham's program that supported startups. He started part-time there in 2011 as a partner. By 2014, he was named president.
And now you've made him the president of Y Combinator.
Yeah. He is going to be the boss. I'm not running the show anymore. It's Sam's show now.
And why is that? Were you just tired after 9 years and 600 startups? Do you think he'd do a... I think you said in your piece that you thought he would do a better job. Why?
Well,
What you're thinking?
Y Combinator is going to have to grow, right? We grow as the number of startups grows, and the number of startups has been growing. And Y Combinator, it's like this. It started out, you saw what it was like. It was just that was in my kitchen, that picture. And now we've got like 10 full-time partners, maybe 20 people total. I don't even know exactly. 632 startups we funded. It's turned into this giant thing, and I'm no good at running giant things. Sam, however, is going to be good at running a giant thing.
Now the world was on the verge of discovering an AI collab. Sam Altman and Elon Musk. San Francisco is famous for its giant tech companies. And by 2015, Sam Altman's name was gaining serious traction in the city. Everyone in the startup world knew Sam. He was viewed as an expert in what was on the horizon for AI and tech in the coming decades. Then in 2015, an email popped into Sam's inbox that made him sit up straight. It was from Elon Musk, and the email hinted at something huge.
My belief is that all repetitive human work that doesn't require the deep emotional connection between two people, that will all be done in the next couple of decades, better, cheaper, faster by AI. And that is somehow left out of the conversation. It's always about factory robots and self-driving cars. But what they don't talk about is all of the white-collar work that AI is going to do.
Musk, at the time, was deeply interested in building up AI and ensuring it was used for the benefit of people. So he thought of building a research lab to take humanity forward.
OpenAI, I mean, you seem somewhat frustrated with them. You were one of the big contributors early on.
The reason I am the reason OpenAI exists.
How much money did you give them?
I'm not sure the exact number, but it's some number on the order of $50 million. Man, fate loves irony, next level. So I used to be close friends with Larry Page, and I would stay at his house, and we'd have these conversations long into the evening about AI, and I would be constantly urging him to be careful about the danger of AI. And
Sam readily agreed to Musk's proposal. They met, discussed their plans, and began building their team. They gathered smart minds in computer science and software development, like Brockman and Ilya Sutskever. Together, they started OpenAI.
The term AGI is thrown around a lot. How would you define AGI, and how do you think you'll know?
I think there's a lot of valid definitions to this, but for me, AGI is basically the equivalent of a median human that you could hire as a coworker. And then they could say, do anything that you'd be happy with a remote coworker doing just behind a computer, which includes, learning how to go be a doctor, learning how to go be a very competent coder. There's a lot of stuff that a median human is capable of getting good at. And I think one of the skills of an AGI is not any particular milestone, but a meta skill of learning to figure things out, and that it can go decide to get good at whatever you need.
In 2015, OpenAI began its mission of ensuring that artificial intelligence benefits all of humanity. They aim to stay true to this goal by structuring the company as a nonprofit with the mission to build general-purpose artificial intelligence that benefits humanity, unconstrained by a need to generate financial return. The company raised a staggering $1 billion in just the first year alone. Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, and Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, were among the well-known people who joined the cause. The team of tech giants, something big was in the pipeline. However, OpenAI was plagued by internal struggles. In 2018, Musk pushed for a broader approach, because he was worried about OpenAI's ability to compete in a market with other big brands like Google. He allegedly suggested selling OpenAI to his company Tesla to remain competitive. When Altman and other board members spoke out against this idea, Musk decided to leave the company and take back a big chunk of his original donation. Following Musk's departure in 2018, OpenAI went through a major structural change, switching from a nonprofit to a capped profit plan. Also, Sam Altman became CEO full-time in May of that year, leaving his time at Y Combinator behind. With OpenAI up and running and Musk out of the picture, Altman searched for a new big name to help fund the company. He turned to Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella in Seattle. There, he showcased OpenAI's models, impressing Nadella and snagging $1 billion from him for OpenAI in 2019. This marked the birth of AI for profit, a wrinkle that some, including Musk, worried might steer the company down a wobbly path, less focused on their initial mission of benefiting humanity, not investors with deep pockets. Even with Musk grumbling from the sidelines, Altman kept his nose to the grindstone.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot. And nobody would suggest that we allow anyone to just build nuclear warheads if they want.
And the high watermark came in November 2022. OpenAI shocked the world with ChatGPT. ChatGPT could hold conversations that felt eerily human. It could write different kinds of creative text formats, from poems to code, all in a relatively natural, engaging way. People were amazed by ChatGPT's ability to mimic human conversation and generate creative content. So much so that ChatGPT hit 1 million users in 5 days. Netflix hit 1 million users in 3.5 years, and it took Instagram over 2 months to reach the same goal. ChatGPT was perhaps the most powerful invention of this century. Sam was at the height of his fame. He towered over the world in May 2023, meeting diplomats and world leaders across the globe. He even testified before the United States Senate Judiciary Subcommittee on Privacy, Technology, and the Law about concerns regarding AI oversight. He had become the leading expert in the AI field, but that was only months before the tumultuous boardroom coup and leadership shakeup at OpenAI. On November 17th, a virtual meeting at OpenAI took an unexpected turn. The board, led by Sam Altman's co-founder Ilya Sutskever, made the surprising decision to remove Sam Altman from his position. A public statement quickly followed, citing a lack of transparency in Altman's communication. This news sent shockwaves through the AI community. Adding to the drama, Brockman, OpenAI's president, expressed his disapproval of the board's decision by stepping down instead of accepting a demotion. Whispers of a secret deal and conspiracies filled the online air, painting a picture of internal discord. There were discussions of growing concerns about powerful language models like ChatGPT growing beyond human control. In the fallout, leading researchers at the company, including Jacob Pachowski, who helped build the revolutionary language model ChatGPT-4, and MIT professor Alexander Madry, allegedly quit. Altman received support from across the tech world, such as from ex-CEO of Google Eric Schmidt, who said Sam Altman was a hero of him. He built a company from nothing to $90 billion in value and changed our collective world forever. I can't wait to see what he does next. But just 2 days after the ousting, Altman reappeared at OpenAI's headquarters, hinting at a potential shift in alliances. Rumors swirled about a new AI research team at Microsoft. Microsoft's Nadella had invested $13 billion in OpenAI and had allegedly been blindsided by the shakeup. He was angry that Altman had been ousted. Nadella invited Altman to join Microsoft and head a new research team with Brockman.
A very fast-moving and dramatic last 72 to 48 hours, and I want to start with the state of play. Where are we now? OpenAI says it's hired a new CEO. We're reporting there are efforts to get Sam Altman back.
Altman had been a popular CEO, and other OpenAI staff seemed interested in jumping ship too. This move sparked concern. Microsoft was threatening to become a competitor for OpenAI rather than a major investor. OpenAI reached its breaking point when more than 500 employees threatened to leave if Altman wasn't reinstated. This poses a significant challenge not only for OpenAI, but also for Microsoft, a major investor with a close partnership with the lab. Ideally, Microsoft preferred a collaborative relationship with OpenAI, rather than replacing its efforts. But in an unexpected twist, Ilya Sutskever made a public apology for his role in the ousting. The following day saw an intense negotiation between Microsoft, OpenAI's board, and Altman himself. And finally, on November 21st, a solution emerged. Altman officially parted ways with Microsoft and made a surprising return to OpenAI, not just as a member, but back in the driver's seat as CEO. While the situation remained somewhat unsettled, and the reasons behind his initial removal remain unclear, Altman emerged from his turbulent week as a major player. He gained unwavering support from OpenAI employees, solidifying his position as an irreplaceable leader. Since then, OpenAI has been working on its next language model. It unveiled ChatGPT 4.0 on May 12, 2024, which can reason across audio, visual, and text at the same time. So what's next for OpenAI? Although it's plowing forward with new releases and updates, it's still plagued by concerns like Elon Musk's Grok AI, released only 6 months ago, designed for X users. It's been gaining traction as a potential competitor to OpenAI. And in another surprise in the OpenAI saga, Sutskever announced his resignation from OpenAI on May 14th, alongside Jen Lead, a fellow OpenAI executive. Both have been open in the past about their concerns regarding how AI could harm humanity.
It's not difficult to imagine that at some point in the future, our intelligent computers will become as smart or smarter than people.
Though parting this time seemed amicable, at least publicly, it raises concerns about the future. What does the horizon hold for powerful AI language models? How might they change our lives for better or worse?